which holds fine grain powder, and that has a hole which goes through into the main explosion chamber. It's always assumed that they've only recently fired, so they clean the pan, make sure there's no rubbish from the last firing, or more especially, no burning embers.
Handle your primer.
The primer, you'll see they got this collar around their shoulder with flasks. Each flask has got one charge of gunpowder, apart from the primer, which has got a funnel on it, which has got the fine grain.
Prime your pan.
So they prime the pan with the fine powder, and those of you who are able to see the two different weapons side by side, the flintlock and the matchlock, you'll see up to now they're pretty much the same.
Cast off loose powder.
Safety, just as paramount in the 17th century as it is nowadays.
Throw off loose powder. Cast about and trowel your musket.
Right, they're muzzle loading, therefore we need to get to the muzzle to be able to load it.
Handle your charge.
One of those charges is around the neck.
Open your charge. Charge with powder, ball and wadding.
Now that is a 17th century command. I can assure you we don't put the bullet in. But the most important part of that command was
put your scarry stick back.
the wadding. They use the wadding, A, to keep the ball in, to stop it running out if they're firing downhill, but mainly to compress the gunpowder.
Handle your scarring stick.
Now there's
Draw your scarring stick.
numerous commands now telling them to take the scarring stick out and ram it home.
Ram home.
And then the same number afterwards to put it back where you got it from.
Withdraw your scarring stick. Reverse and shorten your scarring stick. Return your scarring stick. Give rest to your musket.
Right, we've now finished preparing the musket. It's now loaded and ready to fire. So we will now get into the position of firing. And this is where you'll see the major difference between the matchlock and the flintlock.
Handle your match.
The flintlock's doing nothing. The match is a piece of rope that's been treated with saltpeter so that it burns nice and hot and slowly.
Blow on your coals.
They're blowing it to make sure it's burning nice and hot, but also, more importantly maybe, that there's no ash that's going to fall off it into the priming
Cock
pan.
your match.
They're cocking it into what was called the serpent or the serpentine because it was thought it looked a bit like a snake's head.
Try your match.
And now trying it, making sure that that hot end of the burning match goes straight into the middle of the pan. Those of you with an eye on the flintlock have seen they've had not a lot to do for a little while now, have they?
Guard and blow.
Again, blowing on the match to make sure it's burning nice and hot.
Turn your right about.
Now they're turning around. Now please, if you are frightened of bangs, it's going to be a few bangs. Don't put your fingers in your ear though, just cover your ears. I always say if anybody has a hearing aid, be aware of acoustic shock. And more importantly, any child who's got a parent of nervous disposition, hold their hand tightly.
Ready?
Good.